Hey, Shalom, first and foremost. All praises, glory, and honor.
I'm trying to figure out if you are asleep.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Makakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles at Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation on Yah again, pushing this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson on, the fall of Eve, man. All right. The disgraceful fall of Eve, because, these niggas, 20, 30 years ago, they was, quick to pick up the pieces of Eve, the damaged goods. All right. But now we living in a new day where, niggas are tired of the loud mouth, the ratchetness, the tattoos, I call it the Harley Quinn demon, Because you look at Harley Quinn, she got the face paint, the tattoos, the umbrellas, the same spirit that's on these modern day women, man, all right? So we'll play this quick clip, man.
Oh man, especially a single black man. Why are you not having success when you get your wife? There's all these fine, beautiful black women in here. Just fine and available. And you at home. You could have watched the World Cup at a bar out here. Why is you in the house? Funny think you weird. I'm trying to figure out if you are a single man, especially a single black man, why are you?
Cause she talking about herself, man. She ain't got nobody. She a wine drinking, 30-plus-year-old Eve. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's the main demographic that be at Essence Fest. You don't see no, you know, young 21-year-old talking about Essence Fest. It's gonna be older women like these, man. Mature women, right? They ain't too old, but they mature. They over. You can tell, they're at least in their late 20s and up, man. They in that too old or old phase, right? So I played this video because when you read the top comment, man, it says place full of weed. It's from a nigga, man. This nigga named Marquise Thompson Jr. or Senior. Place full of weed. Eyelashes and makeup, we good. Because you know what? He's more than likely a red pillar. Passport, bro. Something to that effect, man. Because the average Jake in America is fed up with the American woman. They fed up with child support. They fed up with alimony. Okay. So, and then of course you got a simp like this, get 30 comments. So these niggas just argue on social media. What they call it, the gender war. Niggas is good. Niggas is opting out.
I'm trying to figure out if you are a single man.
But your voice is annoying as hell. Imagine having to listen to that voice every day. And waking up and you hear that voice. Imagine hearing that voice waking you up out of sleep, man. Right? So niggas is opting out of Eve, man. 2/3 niggas, man. Then these were the most simp ass niggas known on the earth, but they starting to wake up to Eve and the so-called white man, Eve and the serpent, man. All right. And I think Essence Fest is in DC. Let me look that shit up, man. Where is Essence Fest located? Okay, it's in New Orleans, Slovakia. But New Orleans, you got your so-called Creole woman. The so-called mulatto woman, little red bones out there and shit. Okay. So, it's a mixed little bit of everything. Not just the ratchet ones like you see in this video, right? This little coyote face ass broad. Somebody say, well, it was a fine woman that asking for it. That's funny. Yeah, because I ain't really see anything in that clip noteworthy. Anything above a 6. Okay. And Eve, 90% of the video had a weave on. So niggas is tired. Niggas is waking up. Niggas ain't paying for your weaves no more. I think it was a song called No More Shopping Sprees. No more late night fees. No more VIP. That was like in the 2000s, I think, or the 90s. Right? But it's coming to pass now. Where, the umbrellas, the filters. It's the heavy filter she's using to make herself more appealing, But let's say it's not a filter. She's got on some makeup, She had on a goddamn, just a fucking fitted hat, snapback. Oh, little manly ass. Eve. All right. Jake is tired. Look at this. If y'all came in there with your natural hair and fresh face out of the shower, by the black man would be there. So the nigga woman, man, it's on her last leg, man. Jake ain't spending, like I said, $500 on getting her hair did no more. $300 on box braids. $3,000 on a BBL. They ain't doing none of that shit. This guy said he's married to the money. So these niggas, majority of these niggas is fed up with Eves. Those look like extra bills, and I'm good on that. What bills he talking about? Child support, the weaves, the bags and shit. Only way Eve could get a man is just keep it about it. If she can't keep him, she can get a man, but not keep him. The only way Eve can get a man if she got like a banging body. Just keep it a buck in 2026. All right. It's the only way Eve can get a man. Her body's out of this. That's why the market for BBLs, fake asses, done shot up because that's the only way Eve can gain power now. But if Eve's a regular basic Eve, basic body Eve, basic face like this woman right here. I don't know what her body's looking like. Let's see what the fuck. This is to see if this is her page. Yeah, look at this. This is a basic Eve, man, from the chin up, man. I don't know what her body's looking like, but this is a basic Eve. It's an Eve you see every day. So I was right, her shit was all filtered up. I see her body, man. Okay, she might have a little body on her. That's why she acting. She got a little body with cat. She be in the gym doing squats every day, trying to get her, and then she's kind of pushing her back. Okay, so see, her body is better than her face. I give her that. Not the best. Poppable, right? Let's see if skinny pick. Okay, she's poppable, but Jake ain't jumping over hurdles to get with this, man. And she's a single mother. Right? That's a curse upon our people, man. A single motherhood, because that raises degenerate sodomites, and so forth, man. All right. So, yeah, this is crazy. Niggas is tired of Eve, man. Oh, she in a sorority, Delta or something. So it makes sense, man. She all the way gone. Not the tattoos. Niggas is tired of this. The tattoo, she tattoos, educated gangster bitch. Right? So niggas is done, man. This lady, y'all looking for a lame duck, not a man. We woke up and off the plantation of love. Yeah, I mean, niggas is, I remember 20 years ago, these Eves, so that's sloppy for the rent. I'm gonna get to the precepts. Remember 20 years ago, these Eves, they were on some, let me make sure my sound's on. But I remember 20 years ago, these Eves were on some, I think I do bad by myself, but now these niggas saying niggas are bad by themselves. And these niggas saying they rather go fly over millions of you to get to something in Central South America, man. And pay for that. They'd rather do that than to deal with your ass. They'd have a good time, do what they want, be in paradise, man. Somebody said they mad the tricks ain't come out. So, hey, man, niggas is gonna come to the point. Cause yeah, majority of them went to that event single. Look at they all got their passports already. This is a so-called white man telling them, man. This is Jeremiah. There's probably some more me on this. It's Jeremiah 4:30. And when thou spoil, what wilt thou do? The clothes of thyself for crimson. Look, she might actually have crimson on that. I know on her other Facebook pictures, she has crimson on, right? And you see, look at this mouth, man. This is a proud. Like I said, she got a filter on to look cute. This is a proud basic bitch. It's something like, you get a little tipsy at the bar, you meet her, or tipsy. You stumbling out to your Uber somewhere, you run across her. She might look better drunk than sober. Yeah, you tell her what she got going on, what she about to do. Oh, nothing. I hop in the Uber with me. It's one of them type joints, man. Like, that's something you crash off the late, man. 1, 2 a.m. at the earliest. And don't call her ass back. Thou clothes thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold. Yeah, man, you getting crimson, man. That's a color of, of royalty, because it's like a shade of purple, right? It's like a brownish purple, crimson, right? Like you look at University of Alabama. If you're familiar with their football, basketball team, their uniforms are like a crimson color. I believe that's the name of their mascot, Crimson Tide. And so is their uniform, man, and they win, especially in football. They was winning for like the 2010s, right, for a while. When it represents rulers. So I think it's the ornaments of gold, yeah, the little nose rings, the what they call it, the navel rings, the nipple rings. I remember I had this one broad, she had nipple rings, right? Bitches be having clit rings and shit, little freak joints. Though thou rentest thy face with painting. Hey, her face is fully rented with painting. She got the lipstick, and this is a filter, so she got the lipstick. She got the umbrellas on. She ain't got the big umbrellas, but she got the medium ones on. The eyeliner, the eyebrows, eyeshadow. She got hella makeup on her face. I rentest thy face of pain in vain, shall thou make that face fade. Yeah, she's making herself fair in vain, especially in the days we're entering into. Because, she's a Delta sister. So more than likely she has a decent job, decent career, right? She traveling the world and shit. Hey, if it's going to Jamaica, if a woman tell you she been to Jamaica, man, just, put her in. Right? She tell you she went to Jamaica, man. hey man, that's a lot of you 2/3 mamas too. A lot of you 2/3 niggas mamas went to Jamaica, man. You know, Benji be out there, you know, flashing his rod. She get off the plane at these 2/3 nigga ones, cause you know they got money, so some they know they got a husband or whatever, so they say, hey, man, let me spend your husband money. You know, wicked ass bitch ass on that. 2/3 niggas. Yeah, it says, in vain shall thou make thyself fear thy lovers. Yeah, you don't make yourself fear in vain and in emptiness for nothing, to not. Think a woman like this, Lord's coming back to deliver. I mean, of course, the doors are open for repentance, right? The Lord's going to have mercy on who he have mercy, but I highly doubt the Lord is coming back to save something like this, man. This creature, you know. I love, you know, these nigga women full of abortions. Right? And her body's decent, you know, I ain't gonna throw shade at her body, but her body's like a fucking 6'7" at the most, right? 6'7". Her face like a goddamn 3'4". So what's that? 3, let's just say a 3, right? Without the makeup and all that shit. 3, 4. Okay, I call it a 4. So body's a 4. I mean, face is a 4, body's a 6. That makes, you know, this is my scale. My scale's a little bit more harsh than a typical brother. You know, I'm a little bit more picky. I ain't the pickiest, but my shit's a little picky. So face is a 4, right? Face card 4, body card 6. Equals a 10 divided by 2. So that means she's about a 5, 5.5, maybe a 6 on a good day, right? Or maybe in person, because you know certain people aren't photogenic, right? So let's say between a 5 and a 6. You know, it's not enough in my book. She ain't enough. And that's what these 2/3 saying too, man. On these comment boards, on Fedbook. In vain shall thou make thyself fear. Thy lovers will despise thee. Yeah, that's what's happening now. This prophecy done came to pass, man. And it's going to physically come to pass real soon, man. I mean, it's happening now. You got Eves getting put down every day, right? Dude go through their phone, find out she committed adultery. Oh, yeah, it's over. They're practicing ancient law, you know, by sending these demons, these Jezebels to the spirit, bro. You know, which we don't condone, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. I ain't coming to save your ass. I ain't Captain Save-A-Ho. And then, damn, I had another thought, but, you know, it just slipped my mind that fast. That's why we gotta get new bodies, man. Yeah, all this brain fog. Thy lovers will despise thee. Yeah, these niggas is despising these women at all time. Like, you know, when, you know, you could put to death by a cracker, especially an Edomite, right? Jake be like, man, that's good. That's good for her ass, man. You know, she had it coming, right? Because we all know what happens behind closed doors. They get to arguing. Esau calls her a nigger. Stop acting like a nigger. You fucking monkey and all types of shit. You know, he gets degraded. Because Eve loves to be degraded, man. They love being treated bad. You know, it don't matter how high of status she is, man. She could be a CEO. I know a few CEOs, you know, when I was younger, you know. I didn't intentionally treat them bad, but I made, you know, them look bad, I guess you can say. You know, considering the situation. And they were like CEOs, they high up, they millionaires in the society, lower echelon millionaires. They might be right at $1 million or right at 900. And, you know, I done said basically fuck you, you know. And they like that shit, man. So Eve likes to be treated bad, man, no matter how high she is in the society or low. She could be working retail or in a restaurant, some of her basic job. Eve likes being treated bad, man. And they ain't shut up, Mike Tyson fair. Night lovers will despise you. Yeah, these niggas despise them, these bitches, man. You know. Because, you know, Eve's out of order, man. I remember I said something to one woman, right? And she like, went on a tangent, so I just walked away from her, you know. Ratchet, as soon as you open her mouth up, just keep walking, man. Because you entertain foolishness. And she probably thought she was going to get a reaction out of me, and I just kept walking, man. And I think I put curses on her ass, and the Lord allowed me to see her a couple times again. This bitch, proud as hell, doing Instacart, man. You know, yeah, you acting proud. What the fuck you doing Instacart for? Right. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life, which ain't nothing wrong doing Instacart, but you know, that's, you know, you should be humble as hell doing Instacart, you know, because, you know, one slow day you might not pay your phone bill, and I know from experience, right? One slow week, you eating ramen noodles and shit, you know. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life, so. Hey, and now this part is getting ready to come to pass at all time high. All these baby mamas out here, right? Because you know one thing about Eve, man, Eve do not like condoms. Right? So majority of these Eves are baby mamas, you know. Like, Eve do not like rubbers. I done had many Eves, you know, I'm talking, this is before they had babies. This is like way back to like 2009, 2008. Like, you know, I remember Eves back then, you know, like, you know, I'm popping them for a while, like every weekend. You know, I always had the little weekend broad. Like, she would come over like on a Friday night when I was, you know, so-called single, man. You know, I just call them over and come over like on a Friday night, you know, we get the, you know, drinking, you know, having a good time, watching, you know, Netflix, whatever, you know, and, you know, after a while, they'll be like, yeah, you know, just, yeah, could I get like a couple strokes without the rubber? You know, because Eve do not like rubbers, man. You know, for the most part. You know, there's certain Eves that's, you know, they always use rubbers, but like majority of Eves do not like rubbers, man. Like 90% of them, 80 to 90% of them. That's why you wonder why she won't pick up your call after a few weeks, whatever, after a few visits, because you use the rubber on the ass. A Northern tribe, though, I was very, maybe early 20s. That got to be like over 20 years ago now. Or around 20 years. Because I'm in my early 40s. I remember, you know, she wanted me to pop her, right? And she's like, you know, oh, it's an Northern tribe. She's like, oh, you can't control your nut. And she said some shit like that to me. Because she said she was allergic to rubbers or something. Maybe that's her way of trying to catch a nigga. She's talking about, yeah, she uses the sheepskin, lambskin, rubbers or some shit like that. But by that time, I think the CVS whatever was closed, so, and I was already like peeled, man, like, so I was like, this shit maybe it's not meant to be, you know. But hey, man, back to the subject. They're gonna seek these Eves, these baby every woman got like at least 3 niggas that want to kill them, man. The baby father or the ex-husband. The nigga that always wanted her that couldn't get her, or she kept him in the friend zone. Things of that nature. Right? You get 32 and 9. Because, she's lamenting for the teeth, man. That's a part of the teeth. Because a woman need attention, man. You want to get a woman attention, show her no attention, man. That's the best way to get a woman attention, is show her no attention. I said 32 and 9, because she's going to wonder, like, why he ain't try to, crash me yet. A lot of niggas would have been, tried their hand. He ain't even tried his hand yet. Isaiah 32 and 9, rise up, ye woman, our ears, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear to my speech. This is a careless daughter. This is an event. Careless daughter, here it is. Half of them, if not majority of them, got children. Why you ain't home watching your kids, man, changing diapers, giving them a story, You know what I'm saying? These women, they out there mean mugging other women so they could fight. I remember there was a time where Jake used to go out mean mugging and trying to bully up on another nigga. Now these hoes be going out mean mugging other hoes, trying to start fights and shit. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless woman. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yeah, the vintage is failing now, the gathering isn't coming now. These niggas really, they gonna be out here like Skeletors on you, woman, man. They gonna have you as slaves, man. Bedroom chamber slaves, right? They just gonna gather you up in that day, man. So you could be bed chamber slaves, because, society collapses. It's just open season. Ain't no 911, ain't no cell phones, ain't no grape kits. You saw when a woman get raped in this society, they got some type of grape kit, to make, they take the pictures of the body, making sure, you weren't physically harmed, and all that shit's going out the window. Ain't gonna be no 911. Ain't gonna be no simps to call. Yeah, I'm gonna call Tyrell. Let me call Tyrell. You ain't treating me right. I'm gonna call Tyrell. I'm gonna call my brother. I'm gonna call this nigga, that nigga. Give sackcloth upon your loins, they shall lament for the teeth and for the pleasant fields and the fruitful vine. Yeah, you ain't gonna get your wine, your wine and cheese, your mimosas in that day, man. These women, man, they really in for it, man. Because these women, they even with this economy failing, they still living a lavish lifestyle, Just your so-called black woman, man. Because, that's the last barrier. If Esau wanted to crash this economy, all he has to do is, put a heavy restriction on social media. Because that's how a lot of Jake make their money. But it will come. The famine of the word will come. And, in the midst of the famine of the word, it will be like a restricted internet. And within the restricted internet, they're gonna replace you content creators. Even people that advertise your business on the internet, they're gonna replace you with AI content creators, man. Right? And that's like the next step. So, because, as a part of the New World Order, you can't talk anything about this system, man. You got to be a part of it. There's no defense, which, hey, the job's pretty much been done. The writing's on the wall. Since they tell the man for the teeth, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, get no more brunch. Eve loves some goddamn brunch. Alcohol, it'd be like 1 p.m. and bitches turning up, man, dancing on tables. It is establishment done paid. Yeah, $20,000 on tables, and Eve is dancing on them, man, without a care in the world, man. All right, so yeah, all witness, man. All wickedness is but little. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner. I know I used to go to those events, man, like the little single ladies' nights and shit. Like these little alias bars and shit. I ain't gonna lie, you can meet them there, man. There be majority of women there, but fuck 'em. They ain't shit anyway. These bitches ain't shit. TBAs, man. Right. So I'm gonna end it there, man. Esau and Eve are falling simultaneously, man. As this devil goes down there, Eve, you going down with him, man. All right, because you accepted the serpent's juice back in the 60s, 70s. It's your story. Especially the southern tribes, man. The head, man. Judas, all the way down households, man. All right, so I'm gonna end it there until next time.